Hello, everybody. Welcome to the webinar. We are talking today about how to add products to opportunities, how to make it easy and efficient to add products to opportunities. And in fact, not just products, but product bundles as well. I'm using the term products there. A product is not necessarily a physical thing. It might be, but a product in Salesforce can also be an intangible thing, a professional services or a subscription that you sell, for example. So really think of a product as any item from which you generate revenue and you want to add that to an opportunity in Salesforce. So we're going to show you how to make it easy and efficient to do that. So I'm your host. I am Gary Smith. And if you've attended one of our webinars before, then you'll know that I am always joined by the illustrious Ben Affleck-Curry. Hello, Ben.
Hi, Gary. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. As some of you may already know, I am normally here just to make sure the webinar goes smoothly and to handle any questions that people would like to ask. So you can do that with the questions panel in GoToWebinar. And funny enough, I can actually see someone has already asked if we can get a copy of the recording. So I can tell you already that we are recording the webinar. We'll be sending out, we'll be sharing it with you guys in an email at some point, potentially tomorrow, maybe Monday, depending on our sending hours. So you can look out for that.
Very good. All right. Well, thanks, Ben. I think on that note, then we'll get started. Here's what we're going to cover today. Let's just remind ourselves what problem we're solving and why we're holding this webinar. So let's just touch on the problem that we're solving. We'll also walk through the GSP Product Selection Wizard, and I'll show you how the app, the wizard, makes it easy to solve that problem. And I'll demonstrate also one particular part of the app, that's the product bundles, and I'll demonstrate how to easily create a bundle and add a bundle of products to an opportunity in Salesforce. I'll obviously also explain just about the pricing of the app, and I'll show you how to take a free trial and take it forward. So that's what we're going to cover. The problem that we're solving is, many salespeople find it quite challenging actually to add products to opportunities in Salesforce. And partly that's because there's no logical grouping of products. If you've got a lot of products, like many of our customers have, you've got to scroll through quite a few pages. And sometimes companies address those challenges through a CPQ solution. That's a very legitimate way of handling some of those issues. It's an expensive and a major undertaking, but it's a legitimate way of handling them. But in many companies, salespeople, they know what products need to go on an opportunity. They just need an easier way of finding them. And very often you find that important products get left off, which obviously can play havoc downstream. It can mean that, it can certainly mean that the average deal size is reduced, and we don't want that. As well, of course, many salespeople find it a tad frustrating. So it does damage user adoption and the take-up of Salesforce, and that in turn impacts the accuracy of the pipeline. Let me just show you quickly what I mean by that. And really, the problem that I was talking about there is this one here. If I go in using the standard button and add a product to this opportunity in Salesforce, it's a couple of things really. One is that well, these kind of products I've previously looked at and previously added, they kind of get in the way a bit. The other issue is that there's no logical grouping of the products. I can sort them alphabetically by product name. I can sort them by product family and so on. But there's no sort of grouping of the product. And of course, if you haven't got that many products in the Salesforce environment actually, but if you do have a lot of products, then you're scrolling through a lot of products. Some of our customers have several thousand products, but even if you have a lot less products than that, it can be quite cumbersome to add products to an opportunity. So the way that you can address that is using this button here. It's the product wizard button. Let's just click it and I'll open up the product wizard. And the first thing you notice is that we're grouping the products by these categories here. In this particular environment, in this particular example, We're grouping the products by product family, and you can see the individual products within each of those categories. You don't have to use product family if you've got another pick list on the product object, so you categorize your products in a different way, and I'll just quickly show you that in a second. But if you categorize your products in a different way, then you can very easily change this structure. You can also search for products. So there's an intelligent search for function. So I can start to search products that way as well. Let's go ahead and we will add one of these products to the opportunity. You see that we've got the usual fields over on the right-hand side pane here. So let's just say we'll have 2 of those. Again, I'll show you just in a second how you can easily add other fields to this pane and customize it. So we'll have one of those generators. Perhaps we'll have some installation in this case, and let's have a service level agreement as well. So you can see as I'm starting to add the products to the page here, we've got this list building up in the bottom right hand corner, as well as the total running price. So I can go through and start to build up my opportunity, and to add those products directly to the opportunity, I hit finish, and that's it. There are the products that I've added to the opportunity in the normal way. Now, if I go back and reopen the product wizard, it preserves those products, preserves the selection of those products. Incidentally, you see here what some of these products are highlighted in a different color. That's because they are bundles, they are packages of products. So let's just have a look at one of those. So I click that plus there. Then you see these are the constituent parts, these are the component parts of that bundle. Let's go and add that bundle to the opportunity as well. So now you can see I've got various products on the opportunity, and I've got this bundle here as well. I can open it up there and just see the component parts of that bundle. So now let's go and save that. So now my opportunity has increased, and I've got the full set of products on the opportunity. And you can see that this item here is a bundle item as well, and it's part of that overall package of products. Now, I did say just a second ago that you can customize this, so you can customize it in several ways to adapt it to your particular business. Let's just look at a couple of those. So first of those, let's talk about this tree over on the left-hand side here. So I just go to the setup area in Salesforce and the object manager, and I will come down to the product object. In particular, I'll come to the field sets within Salesforce. Let's have a look at this, what's called a field set here. So you see I'm not doing any code change here. What I'm doing is opening up an area of configuration. Now in this particular Salesforce environment, I have another field on the product. It's called type. It's a custom field here, and I'm going to just drag that field over onto the what's called the field set here. You'll see the effect of that in 1 second. So I've dragged it here, and I can remove it up and down. If I wanted to, I could get rid of the product family. That's all. Let's put it above the product family in this case. So click save, and I'm just going to go back to my opportunity. There's my opportunity, and I'll open the product wizard again. And this time you can see the type field, of which there are 3 pick list values: install, maintain, and monitor. The type field is an extra level of categorization of those products. So if you have quite a few products and you want to categorize them in this tree structure in a different way, you can do simply by modifying that field set on the product as well. Let's say that you also need to capture other information. You can see that we've really only got the minimum amount of information over here on the right-hand side that we're entering in the context of each product that we're adding to the opportunity. Let's say that we want to change that as well. So similar sort of process. I'm going to go to the setup on the object manager, and this time instead of product, I'm going to go to opportunity product. And again, I went to the field set. And actually, this time you can see there are 3 field sets created here. The first field set is I add fields there if I only want the field in that top right-hand pane on the wizard, if I only want the field to be visible but not editable. So I need to add my field here. The field is called color. So I'm going to insist that salespeople, when they add a product to an opportunity, they select the color of the product here as well. So that's the field set that's making it visible. We've got another one here that will make that field editable. So let's add it to that field set as well. And I've got a third one. If I add the field here, then it becomes mandatory. So I've got to fill in that field every time I select a product on an opportunity. Let's leave that one off for the time being. But let me show you what's happened. So let's go back to our opportunity again. Open up the product wizard. And there's our categorization. So let's have a generator. And you see here I've got my color field. It's not mandatory. I could have made it mandatory, but you can see it's editable, and I'll define a value for that field. And you can add other values here. Some people will be using the discount field, the standard discount, so you might want to add that field to the pane in the bottom right hand corner as well. But you can go through there and start to add different fields to the products. So that's the basics of the product selection wizard. That's how it works. I showed you a second ago how to add a bundle. In fact, we've added a bundle to this opportunity here. So where does that whole bundle thing come from? It comes from here. So if I click on this tab here, the package builder, I could go ahead and create a new package or a new bundle, but actually I've got one here. In fact, this is the one that we just added to the opportunity a second ago, and you can see the products that are in that bundle. You see the number of products. So I get 2 generators, 1 training course, and so on and so forth within that bundle of products. And the bundle, we have some customers that use the bundle. They use it for technical reasons. There are some products that just naturally go together. But some customers, and perhaps this is an example, they create bundles and packages for promotional reasons at certain times of the year, or for when they want to do special offers. So these are the products that exist in that bundle at the moment, and the number of them. Let's just go and expand that package, that bundle out a little bit more. So let's say we get a second generator. So I'll go and get familiar now with this whole tree structure. So I can have a second generator and perhaps some additional training. And as I'm doing that, you can see in this bottom right-hand pane, the list of products is rolling up, is building up all of the time. Now, there's an interesting thing about the numbers there. The list price, if I was to sell these series of products at the list price, the total would be $70,000. Perhaps I do want to sell them for that total list price, in which case I can use this button here, use roll up price. So I can make that 70,000 the value of the package. But I can also overwrite that. So maybe we sell it for a different figure altogether. And I'm giving customers the benefit of buying this bundle or buying this package of products. So click finish. We'll go back to our opportunity. So here's our opportunity. Reopen the product wizard. Now, if I was to select that bundle again, then it's increased. It's taking the additional set of products. This one doesn't, because this is already a package that's been previously added. But if I was to add this bundle to the opportunity fresh, we would get this full set of products that I've just added to the bundle. So that's the basics of how the bundle works. Ben, I can see we've got a few questions there. Do you want me to deal with those now?
Sure. Yeah, we can have a look at some questions now. One of the first ones we've got: how does the product wizard handle price books? Does it present all products irrespective of price book?
The answer is no. The wizard preserves the integrity of the price book. In other words, when on this opportunity, on every opportunity, you have a price book. I've got the standard price book here. The wizard will only present the products that are in that price book relating to that opportunity, if that makes sense. In other words, exactly the same as standard functionality. I will only get the products at the prices. This is the list price. It will only present to me the products that are in the price book associated with that opportunity. So it preserves the integrity of the price book.
Okay. Another few questions if you want to go through them now.
Sure.
Can we remove the standard add products button so that people can use the product wizard?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. If you just go and edit the page layout, you can take the add products button off. We've written a setup guide on how to use and set up the product wizard and the package wizard and so on. I could have written it in one sentence, really. When you install the app, you simply add, to get started, you simply add that button to the page layout. And whilst you're at it, and whilst you're editing that button, you can just check a box to take the add products button off the page layout as well. The standard button.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, that's great. Another short question: does it work in Classic as well?
Yes. Yes. So there's the same opportunity in the Classic interface. You can see these are the products that we added a few minutes ago, and there's the same product wizard, the same tree structure and so on. So yeah, exactly the
great.
same.
Mm-hmm. And the final question for now, I believe, is: can you use the wizard to remove products as well as add them?
Yes. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. In this example, we've got quite a few products now built up on this opportunity. If I uncheck every time I open the product wizard, it will give us the same set of products that we've previously added. If I undo any of those products, then it will remove it from the list on the right hand side here. And if I click save there, then we've got a reduced set of products on that opportunity and a reduced total amount.
Okay, that's perfect. And actually, as you were answering that, another one came in, another two actually, so maybe we'll go through these last two. Is there any Apex in the package that needs to be maintained?
That's an interesting question. The answer is yes. Well, there is Apex in the package. There is code. We obviously had to do this. This is, if you want to get technical about it, this is a Visualforce page, and we obviously had to build some code to do this. If you buy the package from directly, if you take a trial, I'll show you how to do that. If you take a trial and buy the app through the App Exchange in the normal way, then it's installed what's called a managed package. So that code and that Apex is enclosed with that managed package. There will never be anything for you to do. Like any other app on the App Exchange, the product wizard has to go through a security review and it becomes a managed package. That means that's enclosed and can't interfere with any code that you've already got in Salesforce, and so there's nothing for you to maintain in that regard. We have a few customers who have customized versions, so heavily customized versions of the product wizard. Get in touch with us if you think, well, it's the right structure, but we need to make some changes, and then yes, we would change the code specifically for the instance in your Salesforce environment.
Yeah, that's great. And final question, I think for now, someone was just curious if it was possible to have the wizard only open the folders that contain currently checked products, as to kind of avoid when you open the wizard again, rather than it opening everything. Can you kind of specify the folders that have products that are currently selected?
No, no, you can't. But when you reopen the folder, it reopens. You remember I did that type field, that extra level of sort of categorization here. So every time you reopen it, I'm still in Classic here, but it's exactly the same in Lightning. Every time you reopen it, it goes back to the highest level of nesting, and the user can then open the folders that they see fit. You can click on any of these, and it will open. So that where you've got products already on the opportunity, it will open those for you by clicking on the items there as well. Really, one of the reasons that we designed it that way is that, very often, I think, as I said at the beginning, salespeople know, in many organizations, salespeople are sufficiently experienced and knowledgeable about the products and the services that they sell. They know that if they sell a generator, they need some installation and maintenance and training. The idea of the product, one of the purposes of the product wizard, is to make that process easier and quicker, and really help salespeople to find the right items. So a slightly longer answer to your question, Ben, but by default it opens it like this every time. Salespeople can click on individual sections to see what they've previously added, and as the previous questioner asked, they can add other products, or they can take away existing products, and so on. And they can modify the existing quantity and sales price.
Yeah, that's perfect. And I think that's all the questions for now, Gary.
Okay, perfect. Well, I think we're done demonstrating the app. As I say, you can get the app you can get the GSP Product Wizard from the App Exchange, and it's here. So if you go to the App Exchange and type in Product Selection Wizard, you will come to this page. You can see the price. This is what we're charging for the app. This is the price of the app. It's $199 per organization per month. So it's not a user-based. It's a fixed fee for the organization per month. So we believe it's a very reasonable price compared to some of the other CPQ and some of the other sort of product configuration methods that are out there. To install the app, I mentioned a bit of free trial. You can take, by all means, you can take a free trial of the app. There's a 14-day free trial, pretty much like any other app. You hit the Get It Now button. That will ask you to re-log into either your production or your sandbox environment. So log in as you see fit there with your usual set of credentials. I would recommend installing the app for all users. So that's an option that you get when you go to install any App Exchange product. I would recommend, certainly in this case, installing it, making it available for all users, and just follow the instructions. And what will happen is you'll have an app installed. If you're using Lightning, let's go back over to Lightning. You'll have an app installed, and it will appear when you click on those kind of 9-dot matrix. It will appear here. When you install the app, it doesn't really matter which one of these apps you're using. If you're using the sales app, that doesn't really matter. The key thing really is to go to the opportunities page, go to an opportunity, and the easiest thing to do is actually just to click on the cog there, go and edit the page, and you want to get at the page layout editor. And the easiest way to do that is, you see in the middle here, this is highlighted, just click somewhere in the middle. So in this environment, I've got 3 or 4 different page layouts. Actually, you can see the one I happen to be looking at here. Just click on that opportunity. This is just standard page layout adjustment. And really what you're looking for, if you're using Lightning, you're looking for this mobile and lightning actions here, and the product wizard, this button here that I've previously added. You can see it's there, it's grayed out because I've previously added it here. You just drag it over and put it there. If you're using Classic, or you've got a mix of people using Classic and Lightning, you might as well do that whilst you're here. So this time for Classic, you click on the buttons tab, and this time you add the, scroll down a bit, there's the grayed out button because I've previously added it. There's the button. You just drag it to this custom buttons section of the page layout, and then click Save. You saw that I had a few different page layouts in this Salesforce environment. So what I would do, just to save myself time, I'd click on Quick Save, which will just keep the page as it is, but it will save the modified layout. Then I'd go to my other pages and just go through the same process. So that's really all you need to do to get started using the wizard. As I said, by default it uses the product family, so make sure all of your products have got a legitimate product family set. But the little bit of setup there will put that button on the page, and then you're good to go. So that's how you take a free trial. So feel free to avail of that, and any questions or any other issues you have, if you want some help setting up, get in touch with us. Likewise, if you have another question or want a further customization of the app, please don't hesitate to get in touch. I think, Ben, you normally share a few useful links in the chat box.
Yeah, I have already done that. So if you take a look in the chat box within GoToWebinar, you should be able to see a link directly to our Contact Us page. So if you have any further questions, just do get in touch via that form. And there's also a link there directly to the App Exchange listing that you can see on your screen currently, if you want to have a look at it yourself.
Very good. Thank you very much, Ben. Next month, we will be talking about targets, how you can manage sales performance against target, and how you can tell whether you have enough pipeline to meet your target this month and next month and this quarter as well. So join us for that. We'll be in touch with you by email. Very good. Thanks, Ben, for your help. Bye, everybody. Bye.
No problem. Thanks, everyone. Bye.